Hi, so my name's David Solari. I'm the Vice President and General Manager of the Block and Load Studio, making the Block and Load game at Jagex.
So let's talk a little about this game. How did you guys develop it?
Yeah, so we had a game before called Ace of Spades, and it wasn't quite all we hoped it would be, but there was some really cool things about it. So we took what was core to that game, which was the building and destruction in session in real time, and we kind of decided to amp that up. And so that's, we made Block and Load, and we decided to make it all about, building has got to be as important as shooting, and smarts has got to be as important as shooter skills. And it just kind of all came together from there.
How have you seen people playing this game now that's out there?
Yeah, we've seen like loads of people playing it. We've had hundreds of thousands of games played already, so it's been incredible for the kind of feedback that we've got, and that feedback's been really, really useful in terms of what we do to kind of develop the game to the finish.
How are you using that feedback? What changes have you made?
Oh God, so too many to mention really. So there's been a lot of feedback on the way that certain elements of combat work, and certainly in terms of balance and things like that. So we've nerfed heroes multiple times as a result of that kind of feedback. We're putting in a tutorial as a result of the feedback. There's just too much stuff to mention really.
Is there anything that surprised you about the way people are playing the game?
Yeah, I mean, the game is kind of designed that it's got this evolving gameplay, right? So it's always interesting to kind of see what the players will do and what they'll do different. I mean, the exploits of what we had in the game that they found and started to utilize highly effectively was just incredible. So trying to keep up with that's been quite challenging. And it's just the way that kind of people communicate with each other and talk to each other. And we've started to kind of put in more systems and things like that to kind of support people engaging each other. That's another thing that came from the feedback, is we've actually put VoIP into the game, so it's always active. You can turn it off if you don't want it, but because the game's such a team game, I find that's really beneficial for people working out strategies and working together.
Because it is a team-based game, do you see potential for esports in the future?
Yeah, my view is you can't make a game an esports game. The players have got to want it to be that. But we've certainly been having people kind of asking for tournaments. We've run a little kind of practice tournament and things like that. And the final of that, we saw surprising things that we thought we'd never see. So one of the heroes in the game is Tony Toretto, and he's the engineer, and he's got turrets. He's really good at defending. We thought every game's going to have a Tony because he's so important. Neither of the teams in the final used a Tony, right? And there's a strategy to enclose your block, your cube, your objective. And people typically don't do that because if once you get in there, you can kind of build around it, and people burrow in. It's like a really bad strategy. One team, just the guys that won it, used that strategy. They were just amazing at doing it. So it's really incredible. You see the kind of different levels of players and what they bring to the game.